Careers. What after class 10 and 12? In this video, you will find the solution to this question. Hey folks, I am CSK and you're watching me on my channel, CSKSpeaks. When it comes to careers, there are too many options, there are too many opinions, and there are too many emotions. In today's video, I'm going to demystify all of them for you in a very step-by-step, easy to understand, organized manner. I'm going to give you solutions so that you and your family can sit together and make that wise choice for your career. Remember, when it comes to deciding career, we have a lot of anxiety. And why? Because we believe that our children's future should be safe and secure. For we see our future in their future. So there is enormous pressure on all of us to decide the career. But spare a thought for the child. The child has to fight between his or her desires, ambitions, aspirations, and expectations. Now that's where careers and career choice becomes very, very important. So today we are going to talk about three things. What are the available career options? 2, what are the specializations that can be done in those career options? And 3, what are the prospects after I have finished that? What are my prospects for a bright and a better future? I'll take a couple of examples today and explain you these two in today's video. But then this is going to be a series of conversations where I will be explaining different career options and opportunities from agriculture to biotechnology to life sciences to technology to engineering to veterinary sciences to medicine and last but not the least even to vocational studies. So everything under the sun are organized into 22 different streams and I'm going to be presented to you in this part by part episode. Now before I get started, I will also want to talk to you a little about why choosing the career is very, very, very important. Now remember this. Those days are gone where people start talking about you do this because people in my neighborhood are doing it, or you choose this because your grandfather was doing it, I am doing it, so you will do it, or you choose this because that's the available option easily for you to access. Now those days are gone. Now we need to be scientific, we need to be specific about how do we go about it. Now when we talk about scientific and specific, you need to understand two things. Number one, what are the broad areas in which we can make those choices? So for us in India, for students who are passing out in Indian schools, these are the 4 major groups which the options are available in. 1, science. Now science is subdivided into 2 parts. Science group 1 normally is offered as physics, chemistry and maths. Science group 2 is offered as physics, chemistry and biology. Now that's about the sciences. We'll get into the details of it as I said in the next videos. Second is the commerce and finance. And in commerce and finance, you have got different options, and normally the options which are available are a combination of subjects like accountancy, economics, business studies. So that's about your commerce and finance. Then you have arts and humanities. Now arts and humanities, different again options are available for you. When it comes to arts and humanities, you have history, geography, sociology, psychology, etc. So you have got science group 1, science group 2, then you have commerce, and then you have arts. So these are the 4 broad options. Now, what are the kind of boards we have? Because when it comes to getting in the entrance exams and other things, when we discuss that part in the upcoming part of the video, you need to understand which board allows us to go through and what are the available options. So broadly, remember there are 4 boards. From the order of easy to difficulty, I'm going to put them as state boards. State boards are at the bottom of it when it comes to the level of understanding and application and implementation and also the exams easiness. So different states have their own boards In fact, all the states in the country have their boards, and these state boards have their own way to assess and evaluate the child. So that is your state board. Next is your CBSE, or the central board. This is one of the central boards which are available in India. The other central board is the ICSE, or the ISE, which we call it as. So CBSE is the second one, slightly difficult but not very difficult in the level of difficulty, but again it gives you a good mix of practical education with theoretical knowledge. ICSE, little more difficult up the ladder, again a combination of both practical and theoretical knowledge. Then we go to the international boards. International boards, we have got two of them which are quite popular in India. One is the IGCSE, that is the Cambridge International Graduate Certificate Board, and then you have the IB, International Baccalaureate Board. These are the two boards. IB is considered to be more practical in approach, very student driven or student centric. So thereby difficulty levels are quite high because everything is practical, learning by doing, and it's completely, the onus is on the child. So that's how the boards are organized. This is important because you need to be aware of the fundamentals before we get started about the programs and the courses we have. Now, as I said, in today's video, we're going to talk about 3 questions. We are going to answer these 3 questions. What are they? What is my career prospect? That's one. If I choose this. Number 2, what specializations can I do if I choose this particular thing? And number 3, how to get into the top colleges, right? So let's get started. And as an example, I'm going to pick one. First one is agri sciences and agriculture. I'm starting with an alphabetical order. As I said in the series, you will see A to Z. I'll start with A. 2 examples I will take in this video. One is agriculture, second is architecture, and then set 2, which is the next video, will cover 5 more topics. So like this, I'm going to totally cover 22 topics, 2 in this video and 20 in the upcoming 4 videos. All right. So let's see. So coming to agriculture and agricultural sciences, or allied sciences as we call it, what is that? Why we should choose agriculture, and for whom is agriculture? As the name itself suggests, India is an agrarian economy, and there are enormous opportunities available for people who have got the interest in agriculture and allied sciences, right? So there are a lot of options which are available. Let's look at what are the career prospects if I do this. So career prospects, as you can see on my screen, you can even get into the Indian Civil Services. Yes, you may wonder, agriculture, Indian Civil Services? Yes, because the degrees which are offered under agriculture are your BSc Agriculture to BTech in Dairy Technology or BTech in Biotechnology and all of these. So with a basic degree to qualify for the Public Service Commission, you can have a basic graduation. So this gives you that BSc graduation thing, and that's why I say when I talk about career prospects, Indian Civil Services. Then you have technical writing, agricultural journalism, chemical manufacturing, higher studies in respective fields. So BSc, you can go into your MSc in the same field for further specialization. Cooperative services, agricultural journalism, consultant to corporates. You can see many agricultural companies which are available in the country, multinational companies, and you can work as a consultant to help them improve their systems and processes and products and other things. So there is an option there as far as career prospects are concerned. Higher study in management. You can do a BSc in agricultural sciences and then get into a MBA or a management degree wherein you can understand the business side of it when it comes to manufacturing of agri-related products. For example, take the FMCG companies. A biscuit manufacturer needs an MBA person to understand the process of producing and extracting wheat, but at the same time making it a product and selling it to the market. Then you can even get into the Indian Armed Forces with this particular degree. Agricultural research, teaching at an agricultural college, so academics. Then research and development, you can get into the scientist side of it or scientific side of it, where you can get into R&D, Agricultural equipment manufacturing, Mahindra and Mahindras, for example, have their largest wing. 56% of their revenues come from agri and agri-related equipment like tractors and other things. So that's another zone you can enter. Agriculture production, improving production. Then state civil and veterinary services. At a national level, you have the Central Civil Services, that is the Union Public Service Commission, but at the state level as well, you have many civil services and veterinary services. You can get into that. Last but not the least is agricultural policy making. So agricultural policy making is another career option or prospect you have. Now, what are the specializations you can take when it comes to agriculture and allied services? So when it comes to specialization, there are 29 specializations, as you can see on the screen again, from agricultural economics to dairying to plant pathology to soil and water engineering to genetics, sericulture, and many things like farm machinery or fruit sciences, livestock products. I'm going to list all of them for you on this particular screen. You can understand these 29 specializations are available for you, and 16 or so career prospects are available for you. Now this is how I'm going to list down for everything, and you can pause the video, you can keep that track and then take a nice decision so that you can make the wisest career choice. Last but not the least, when you talk about agriculture and allied sciences, how to get into good colleges. I said this is the third question we'll answer. How to get into good colleges. I'm going to list down few entrance examinations. I'm sure all of them can be Googled and you can get more details about the entry criteria, the eligibility criteria, and the dates for application and so on and so forth. But then you understand this, that the national NEET UG, that is the new NEET undergraduate examination, that is national eligibility cum entrance test as we know it as. NEET UG is one test. Then you have the JEE paper 1, which is joint entrance examination paper 1 for agriculture and allied sciences. Then you have the All India entrance exam for admissions by the universities across India from the AIU, All India Universities. Then the last one is the new one, which is CUCET, or the Common University Entrance Test. So these are the 4 major exams which you can take for getting into the choice of the college of your choice rather. Right? So that's one example. Now next example which I'm going to talk to you is about architecture. Now many people come to me and ask me about architecture because this is something which is booming. Look at urbanization around us. Look at the entire change in infrastructure across the country from the length and breadth of the country. So as an architect, you can either choose from domestic or retail architecture, which is designing houses and designing communities and villas and townships and everything. You can even choose interiors or exterior architecture, so that's another specialization there. Or you can get into urban planning. So architecture is one side of it, planning is another side of it, where you plan cities, you plan highways, you plan different connectivities for the whole country. The scale is different. So as an urban planner or as a rural planner, you can even work there. So architecture and planning is another career option which you can choose. Now looking at the available degrees in the architecture and planning, you have bachelor's in architecture, which we know as B.Arch, or then we have the B.Plan, bachelor's of planning, and then you have the B.Tech Plan, which is bachelor's of technology in planning. So these are the common degrees which are available in the market. What are the career prospects? As I've already said at the beginning, but a little more detail as you can see on the screen. You can work with the public works department, you can start your own architectural firm, you can work with a construction company, you can work as a professional architect or a planner. In addition to that, research and academics, higher studies in management, you can get into the Indian Armed Forces, you can have higher studies in the respective field, go on to become an MArch or an MTech planner. Then you have Indian Civil Services, Merchant Navy, you must have heard of it. Then Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, that's another government reputed organization, and it is a great way to serve the nation. Banking jobs, working as an interior designer, a freelance interior designer, working as a landscape designer, and working as a spatial designer. These are some of the options as career prospects you have. Then what are the tests or exams which you can take after class 12 for architecture and for planning? JEE Main, as I said, paper 2A, that's the one paper you can take. NATA, National Aptitude Test in Architecture, Architecture Aptitude Test AAT, and then you have the Aligarh Muslim University's entrance test, which is architecture aptitude test. So these are for architecture. You have the JEE main paper 2B, 2A for architecture, 2B for planning. Then you have MSET in Telangana state, which is for your engineering and medical, but then you have for architecture as well, though can take that. Then many other state related entrance tests for planning and architecture. So as you can see in these two examples, I am telling you about the stream, the focus and brief about that stream, what are the career prospects, what are the specializations available, and how to get to colleges. In this format, I'm going to talk to you more and more about 20 such streams in addition to these two in the coming videos. So pin them, keep them intact, and if you want me to speak about anything specific, do leave a comment so that I can make those videos in the coming set. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and let's together help our students, help our children make those better, wise career choices. Thank you.